Hello. Here's the king. He's here. He's in the house. I'm trying to connect up my phone here. Oh, wow, it's really dark. I'm sorry. Yeah, I thought the lighting was better. I'm parked the wrong way. I should actually turn my truck around. But hey, we just got looking for the plug-in. We just got internet the other day. Gotta be probably the worst. There you go. This is a terrible live stream. It's too dark, and the light ceiling doesn't work in the truck, so I don't know what to do. Guess I'll have to end the live stream. I guess get like a little bit more lighting in here. Lighting from the house. Yeah, the Google Map, car, like Google Street View. I don't have a drape up in the front window, and the front of my house is blurry. I have it blurred out. So hopefully, I'm going to put the phone make the ding sound. I didn't hear it, so hopefully we stay connected and it doesn't lose power. What else can I do? Get plugged in up here. Wait. Am I plugged in up there? Yep. Well, hello. You barely see her. You can barely see me. You can hear me though. Yeah, I didn't make any videos. Sorry. I sold those go-karts though. I got rid of them. The tow truck guy came and got them. I don't know how he knew they were there. I guess that kind of proves that they must have gone snooping back there, looking at what I had. But I got so much stuff in the way that they couldn't get them out themselves. I had to help them. They're too heavy. All that junk, in the way is sort of like a security barrier of sorts. But I gotta get rid of all that aluminum I got piled up. So I've been paying attention to like the stock market. Now I'm not vid vulture, so I can't give stock investing tips. What to do with your $50,000? No, I was just like checking like random like stocks like Disney down. Okay, that's like a travel and entertainment stock. Travel because of their theme parks, and entertainment because of their mass media. So like most of the automobile companies were up today, and the oil companies, most of them were up. So it's like big industrial was up, but like tech stocks like Apple and Microsoft and all that, they were down. I don't know. Well, that lit it up. A little banner popped up on my phone and actually lit up the room. Well, the room. My pickup truck. I hear fireworks. Hey, car's headlights is lighting me up. That's what I need. Next time I do this, I'm gonna get like a little light, battery-powered light or something. Just to provide enough light to make a video or a live stream or whatever. Something. Hello. Hey there. How you doing? How's things? I was like breaking transformers, cracking them open, using a hammer, pounding on the vise, and ever since after I was doing that, my middle finger, like, and this is like 9 months later, it still hurts. It's like right in the knuckle area. Really weird. I was Googling it, and I guess it's called trigger finger or whatever. Alright, somebody's banner popped up there, and I can't. There we go. Ready for things to burn tomorrow. Yeah, I know, right? You know what? Unfortunately, hey, I can't get that to miss. I can't get that to disappear. Sorry about that. It's disappearing now. Yeah, you know what? I don't think it. Trump 2020. Yeah. Honestly, I don't think it matters who wins. There's going to be mayhem and rioting. And, okay, most of you know that I support Trump. But let's just say that he loses. Okay? Then it's old man Biden. Okay? I know, I get a lot of people going, well, they're both in their 70s. No, well, Biden is almost 80 years old. Okay? So when he gets elected, he'll be 79. So he's on the cusp of being 80. Let's say he serves 2 terms. He'll be pushing 90. More riots means more scrap. Yeah, well, if I could get a hold of some of that scrap from the riots, that would be great. But we had a little bit of mayhem and rioting a few months back here in Joliet, but the police had a pretty good, like the mall area. There was 100 squad cars. They had this whole place locked down. You couldn't even get into my neighborhood. They had the complete area was like totally paralyzed, which was pretty smart. So they shut that down pretty quick. I mean, there was a few stores that got damaged and vandalized, but yeah. So old man Biden, when you get up there in the years there, people start aging in dog years. Like after 80, aging seems to accelerate. So, wow, you can hardly see me now. There we go. Much better. I don't know. That's my life's experience. Like, witnessing people. Like, once you hit 80, like, it's like the aging process just accelerates. So, yeah, every year, when you get up there in years, I think every year really matters. Oh, yeah, Biden would be pushing 90 by the time he leaves office. So you actually will end up having to have to pray that he ends up making it, so we don't end up with his pick of vice president becoming president, because I have a feeling this country would end up going full socialist. You know what I mean? Oh, the phone is taking a charge. Let's see, 2 things interfered with live stream so far. My wife just called my phone, and I hung up on her. Every time I go to make a live stream, she always calls my telephone. Every time. I don't get it. I can't block it because I'd have to put it on airplane mode and then the live stream wouldn't work. She's trolling. Yeah, I think she's watching it, so I'll probably end up having to block her phone number when I want to make a live stream. She's like the North Korean censoring guard. Like if I say anything that's like too much, she'll call my phone like I could take a telephone call in the middle of the stream. Hello, what do you want? You know. Oh, don't say that? Oh, okay, I won't say that. She's probably calling to say, don't talk about politics on your YouTube channel. I know. Why don't you upload a video of you scrapping? Well, I don't know, because I haven't uploaded a video in like 3 days, so I need to create some gigabyte space on my iPhone so I could download the latest Apple update, because my iPhone has been acting really screwy in the past like week, and I think it's because when you get to a certain point with an iPhone and they've had several updates since you've had the phone and you haven't updated since you've had it. So I've had this phone for almost 2 years and I haven't updated it. At some point, the software starts to get squirrely, causing the phone to not work. Like the other day, it wasn't making any volume except for if you took a phone call. So if I was watching a YouTube video, it had no volume. It said headphones. You know, and you guys have iPhones. You know, you go for the volume button, and that little square box that pops up on the screen, it says headphones, or it will say speaker. But mine said headphones, and there was no dirt or crud in the headphone jack. And if I plugged the headphones into the headphone jack, the headphones did work. But if I pulled them out, it still said headphones. And I don't use headphones, by the way. But I was just playing around with it and experimenting. I'm like, couldn't figure it out. Got one of those little aerosol cans that sprays the air out, you know, you clean keyboards with. That didn't do anything. That didn't help. Nothing worked. So I just like gave up, let the phone sit there, did a hard shutdown, you know, turn off the phone, start it back up, did that like 3 times, still was doing the same thing, so I just turned it back on, and I left it there for about maybe half an hour, and magically, the headphone thing went away, and the volume came back. I'm cleaning the charging port. Yep, I cleaned the charge. I got one of those aerosol, those like spray cans for, you get them at like the Best Buy, etc., Staples, and it's for like cleaning keyboards. You know, it just blows like CO2 or air out. I don't know, compressed air or something. And yep, charging port, lightning port that was cleaned out in the headphone jacks, but it was still doing the same thing for about another hour or so, and the problem went away all by itself. I'd say like, "Hey Siri," and it would respond, but then it wouldn't take a command. Tech support is happy to help. That's true. I didn't get that far, but next time, that's probably what we're gonna do. It's like the problem went away all on its own. It was really, I don't know. Googled a couple of YouTube videos, for doing that, and one is showing somebody using a Q-tip cleaning out the headphone jack. I'm like, the Q-tip's got like this giant fuzzy end thing on the end of like the little stick. It's for cleaning out your ear. That fuzzy ball on the end is about 3 times the size of the headphone jack. Just seems counterintuitive, but yeah, maybe Apple tech support I should call next time. I don't know. Kind of funny when toothpicks are better for the charging port. Tried it. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe next time I'll try a toothpick. I use that air thing. It's got the little plastic straw or tube or whatever. I'm like blowing it in there. A little bit of dust and stuff is coming out, but it didn't change the performance of the phone. It's like it just changed back to operating how it should all by itself. After about an hour of like fussing with it, I just put it down. I'm like, okay, I'm getting too aggravated with this thing. I can't even make a YouTube video or anything. What am I gonna do? Actually, I desperately need to upgrade from this Apple phone. It's only got 16 gigabytes of storage or something like that. It's not enough. To make better videos. They have the iPhone 12 out. It's got the special camera and all that with the LiDAR. It could detect like how far away an object is. Got better, night photography, so I could be in this type of lighting and that camera would way outperform this one. That's my goal, but those things are like about what, $1,000 or something like that. And I'm talking about the one with there's one out with like 400 and something gigabytes of storage, which is almost a half a terabyte. That's what I would want. They have a Samsung or an LG out there, and it's got 1 terabyte of data storage. I think it might be a Samsung. 1 terabyte. That's like incredible. Makes me wonder why like Apple doesn't do it, their system that way. 1 terabyte. You could put a couple of weeks worth of footage on there non-stop and still have some memory left over. Alrighty, I'm not saying anything, which is not good for a live stream, especially when it's like this dark like that. Wow, that car is like a block away and it's lighting me up that good. Depending on your budget, try Apple certified refurbished, better quality than eBay. I didn't know that. Safer, not stolen. say Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. Do you use an SD card? No, because this is a app. Wow, lights it up really good. This is an Apple phone, so it doesn't have an SD card as far as I know. It's just you can't. I don't know. It just has its own memory contained within the phone. And no, my YouTube channel is not run off of a computer, so I'm not able to do fancy metrics with my videos. Everything is on the phone here, including, I don't know, I have to figure out what I'm going to do, because this thing is not going to, this phone's not going to last. It's on its way out, I think. I've had it for 2 years, you could tell. You could tell. You know, when you have a smartphone, you could tell when the thing is, when the thing is on its way out. Like, this thing flashed a message saying that the battery is severely depleted. It has 49% of its original capacity. So that's like basically, the battery is like half. Unfortunate. A lot of that has to do with how many YouTube videos I've been making and stuff like that, you know. You're not connected to power or anything like that, so you end up charging and discharging. And when it gets cold out, like it's been, the battery doesn't last anywhere near as long. I mean, it gets down to, my phone, when it gets down to about 30%, it'll just drop to zero and the phone will just shut off. I have a model, and it's got a spot in the back for an SD card. Bill the joking fool. I have a model what? Yeah, this is the Apple phone, so it doesn't have anything for an SD card. I don't know what kind of phone you got, Bill, but this is an Apple product, and its memory is internal, and I think part of the scam is they want you to use their oh, you have a Moto. Yeah, well, that's a lot different. See, this is an Apple phone, and part of their scam is they want you to use the Apple iCloud to store your data and stuff like that in there. And the Apple iCloud costs it costs money. Like, I think they have like 3 or 4 different plans, like 10 gigabytes or something. I don't know. It's like a small, medium, large, or the large is an extra large. Like, the one plan costs 99 cents a month. Google Drive is free for the first 15 gigabytes. Yeah, 15 gigabytes is not enough. Well, that's nice to know. 15 gigabytes is something. Throw that on there. Hit the like button. 15 gigabytes is 15 gigabytes that I didn't have before. But, what was I saying? The Apple phone, they want you to use their iCloud. But the next one is like, what, 50 gigabytes storage on the cloud, and it's $9.99, and there's like, what, 1 terabyte, and I think that's $19.99 a month. I don't know. Thanks, but no thanks. I'd rather have everything on my device than not have to worry about you know, did I pay? Oh, well, let's make it auto pay. So I don't have a bank account, so then the money would end up coming out of my wife's bank. I don't want to listen to her complain about that. So, no Apple iCloud. That's a scam. That's what I think. I think that's why they have their phones set up the way that they do, so that you can't be a MacGyver and go get an SD card from Walmart and put all your extra data and stuff like that on that. You end up needing to deal with them. Other than that, I'm okay with the Apple product. Hey, you scrappers, yo. Okay. Australia, 15 hours ahead of us, so I don't even know what time it is here right now. I think it's 8 o'clock or something like that. So that would be, it's probably about, 11 o'clock in the morning in Australia. On the East Coast. I think they have 4 time zones, like the continental U.S. Can we get a loud you? You! something. Oh, 2:51. Whoa. Well, I don't know what time it is here because I don't have a clock on my phone, so hey, you scrappers, you. What time is it here? All I know is the east coast of Australia is 15 hours ahead of us. So if it's 2 something there, then Apple does have a flash drive hookups, but that may only be for viewing and not transferring. I'd have to look into that. I never knew Apple has flash drive. I never knew that. It's 9:51. Thanks. Alright, so yeah, okay, that would make sense then. Australia is like 15 hours ahead of us, or something like that, 16 hours ahead. Well, the east coast of Australia is like 15 hours ahead. And like I just said, they have like 4 time zones, like the continental states. It's a big country. Can't believe that place is so big, but it is. Yeah, yes, we live in the future. Yeah, I know, right? So, who won? who became president? Donald Trump or the really old man with Alzheimer's? Tell us the future fortune. Trump. But do you know that? I guess in Pennsylvania, I didn't know this. That they are allowing the ballots to be counted after the election polls close, which that should be illegal. So Trump is going to have to win Pennsylvania like by 5% just to beat out all of the bogus ballots that will end up coming in. If it's like really marginal by like 1 or 2%. Just a quick search. Yeah, okay. Get a Samsung smartphone, King. The only problem, there's only one problem. They're a lot cheaper than the Apple phone. My wife's got one. She's got the Samsung, I don't know, 11 or whatever that thing is. And it's way cheaper. But I don't know. I'm so used to using an Apple product for years and years that it's like a complete retraining of this monkey in order get the Samsung to go. Yeah, it's bullcrap. It's a rigged election. Yeah, well, it is. I mean, there's always there they figure 9 ways to Sunday to try and steal it, and I guess this is their opportunity to this is their opportunity to steal the election is through Pennsylvania. So he has to win it by 5% just to make it impossible for the cheating to actually work. I can't even vote yet, and I'm super polarized. Australia needs a Trump quick. Well, in my area at least, it's everything's everything is peaceful. Actually, believe it or not, which is the good thing. People, it's it's eerily like still. People being calm. Well, that's because this is Illinois, though. What was the scrap price today? The scrap prices are not changed at all, which is this has got to be a first, okay? A first ever October where even though the copper prices dipped like a little bit, that car went by fast. This is a side street. Like the speed limit's only 25, and that guy had to be going about 45. Anyway, it felt the car even shake like that. Even though the copper prices dipped, steel is still 120, and aluminum went down a little bit, like a penny. But other than that, this has got to be the first October that I can ever remember where there wasn't a crash. You know, like the prices just falling out of bed. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's driving it. Maybe the market knows something, right? Maybe not. It's funny how like silly politics actually affects some poor schmuck like me driving around picking up garbage by the curbside, and eking a living out of it. Everyone liked the video of the king. Yeah, the funny thing about these lives on my channel is, the channel's monetized, but for some reason the live videos, they get, if you're familiar with monetizing your videos on YouTube, there's like a not monetized, then there's a yellow like $sign, and then there's a green one. And then there's a special kind of green one, like a half green one. And the half green one is like if you have certain music in your videos, like for instance, like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay, they won't necessarily consider that a copyright. They will actually make it a revenue sharing video. So whoever owns the Red Hot Chili Peppers music, they get half of the revenue from your video. You need to work out how to get cash donations on your. Yeah, I need to have my daughter do that because she knows all that technical wizardry. Like even the PayPal thing. I sold some more Facebook stuff like today, and people are asking me about do you have Zelle, which is part of Chase, or do you have PayPal? or any of that other stuff. I'm like, I don't have any of it. I'm like, just leave the money under, under the mat. Put the money in an envelope. And they're like, oh. So it would work a lot better if I had that set up. Like today, when I was driving around, I found this modern style, like modern being like early 70s style plastic office chair. I'm like, at first, I was just gonna, oh, look at that little piece of scrap. But then I'm like, wow, thing's not beat up or anything. So I took a picture of it before I put it in my truck, even right there at the curbside while I dragged it out in the street a little bit. So, you couldn't tell in the picture that, it was something sitting by the curb. So, like controlling the background, I've noticed of, like when you go and take a picture of something that you're listing is pretty important because people really pay attention to the background. Like, I've always wondered that also, I'm going off on a tangent. Like when people do live streams, the background, it's like they always make sure the background is very basic and plain. Because the more stuff that's in your background, people start commenting on the things that they see in the background. And if there's like a pet, like a cat or something like that, walking around, nine people out of 10 will comment on the cat. All right, so where was I? Okay, so I took a picture of that before I even loaded it in my truck. And when I got home, okay, so I'm trying to make this more efficient. As soon as I got home, I took it out of my truck and I put it on my porch and I listed it already. So from the time when I seen it at the curbside, I took a picture of it. I immediately listed it and I put it in my truck. I went straight home, put it on the porch, and within about 15 minutes, I had about 3 or 4 people inquire. I only listed it for $10, but hey, $10 is better than, I don't know, might have been worth about a dollar or two in scrap weight. So I made a porch pickup because you know what, for these low dollar things, I've had it. Okay, with waiting for the people to show. Okay, I'm not waiting around for you to show or not show for $10, $20, or $30. I'm not spending unless I'm actually here at the house and working on, whatever, or cleaning or something like that, then that's fine. But other than that, I'm not going to stop my day for it. It'll work out how it's done and send you the info to add donations. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm going to have my daughter or something like that figure that out, I guess. I don't know. I I think you mentioned it before, like about 3 or 4 months ago, and I just, how much am I getting from YouTube now? Well, if I could show you, I don't know if I could show. I have that on my phone, but I'm doing a live stream, so it's kind of impossible to show the chart. But today, I made $2.32 for so far for November. So my YouTube income today was $2.32. So like, if I don't make any videos for like 2 or 3 days, it drops. It averages like around $5 a day. But if I don't make any videos, it drops down like really quick. It goes down to about $2.50. Yeah, it's a setting in YouTube, so I'll look into it. Yeah, if it's doable on an iPhone, because for some reason the YouTube settings that are on the app on a iPhone seem to be different than the YouTube settings on the YouTube app on an Android or on a computer. It started buffering, and it shouldn't be buffering because we just got connected to the internet. We got Wi-Fi, and I actually have the Wi-Fi thing directed so that the Wi-Fi goes out to the curb or into the driveway. Secret to YouTube is thumbnail video length needs to be, well, yeah, I do know about the 10-minute videos, that rule, or a little more, so ad people can add their commercials. Yeah, I noticed like a lot of, see, I don't have any settings on my YouTube app. I noticed like a lot of people that have, they upload videos, you can set the amount of advertisings that you have contained in your video. Not the beginning or the end, but like the ones throughout your video, like Scrappin' Pallet Man. He had a video the other day uploaded, and I swear to God, there was 14 advertisements in the video. Which is not stupid. The guy is smart, alright? That boy is smart. You know what I mean? Because if you're watching a video and you like the channel, even if you're one of those kind of people that likes to skip ads, after trying to skip the third or fourth ad, you get sick of trying to skip the ad, and you just let the advertisement play. That's an evil genius right there. I have to go see eBay's Ben, see if he has a good laptop. Well, actually, AU Scrappers, I mean, my daughter at my father-in-law's house, they have a computer that's like maybe only 4 years old, and she's done some of the settings for my YouTube channel off of that computer. Although I can't take my father-in-law's computer and take it out of their house and bring it over here. I don't think they would like that. Estonian Scrapper, hello. But yeah, no, I've seen some of these channels, and they like load the channel with advertisements. Like, does the viewing public like that? Yeah, I've seen E-Waste Ben. Well, his organization is unrivaled in the scrapping YouTube world. Okay, there is nobody, bar none, there is nobody as well organized as he is. But then I always joke to my wife, I go, well, the guy is in Australia, and you can't you can't leave stuff just laying around everywhere, because you would have every funnel spider and every species of snake hiding in your scrap. I mean, we have a few different types of poisonous spiders, but nothing like Australia. Nothing quite like that. I don't think we have anything that we have the brown recluse spider, which if it bites you, the bite is necrotizing. Like your flesh starts. Well, if you don't get it treated right away, your flesh can start dying. Actually, that's not good. Okay, why do I spend my time in the car? Because I go on the camera. If I go into that house right there, all right, there's too much activity in there. There's a radio on, there's a TV on, and then me talking in the volume that I'm talking would be disturbing to everybody. And then my daughter Nora is on the computer doing online school, homework and stuff like that. And yeah, can't you go into a room? Yeah, I guess I could. I just rather, except the lighting sucks. Okay, but the truck I've found is a controlled environment. All right, you don't hear anything in the background really, so there's no radio going. There's no people in the background talking. There's no microwave in the background. There's no doors slamming or opening. You can't hear a toilet in the background flushing. I hope that answered the why question. I noticed, I pay attention to all these other YouTube channels and stuff. They have their room or whatever they do this in, okay? Their room with, behind them, right, is all the decorations or whatever that they might want you to see, okay? So your viewing is completely controlled. Because like I said before, I've noticed, a lot of these people don't have a bunch of clutter or stuff like that behind them, because then people start going, what's that? Or that light looks like it needs to be dusted off, or is that your couch? That looks pretty old. I don't know. Here, we'll do Sammy and Tucker, okay? When they're doing something like that, I noticed they did their first live stream. Their background was pretty controlled. I mean, you could see a few things, but not much. And then people were commenting, I want to see the cats. They must have locked the room or kept the cats out so that they wouldn't be distracting to the viewers. What time is it there? It's 13 a.m. here in Finland. Oh, 6:13. Okay, I couldn't see the. Oh, it's the morning. Yeah, well, Finland, all right, is 2 hours off of England. Okay, so the UK is 6 hours ahead of us. So that would make you guys 8 hours ahead of us. So right now I think it's about 10 o'clock. So yeah, Finland is 8 hours, because Finland is about 2 hours different than the UK. You're 2 hours ahead of the UK, I believe. Unlike most Americans, I know my countries in Europe. A lot of Americans where is Italy? How embarrassing. Yeah, Finland and Norway, they're kind of narrow, long countries, and they're up in sort of the northwest corner next to Russia, actually. Dropped in to say hello. I'm live on Twitch, Marty. Romantic. Yeah, Ro, you do a lot of live streams there. Yeah, I don't have Twitch. My daughter's boyfriend's got he has Twitch. He's a gamer, and he does a lot of live gaming streams on Twitch and stuff like that. I've had him a couple. Not much on here anymore. Yeah, well, my daughter's boyfriend still does, and I've had him a couple of times for a short little bit on my YouTube channel, and he doesn't like to be on my YouTube channel. And I think, well, my daughter tried to explain it like, well, he doesn't want people. He thinks people watching your YouTube channel might recognize him from. I'm like, he's being ridiculous. Nobody on my YouTube channel is playing his games. I don't think. Maybe there's a few, but they probably wouldn't know him. He's not that popular. All right. I haven't had a house payment since I was 22. Ro was leaving YouTube. Hi, Kingdom, scrapping together. While I was making this live stream, I had somebody inquire about, I don't know what we're inquiring about, but it was from, I can't even bring the banner down. That's what I'm trying to do, which is rude. I'm doing a live stream and I'm trying to bring the banner down from Marketplace. Don't need a whole lot to be an affiliate on Twitch. Yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Twitch. All I know is what I was told about it. So I was listening with one ear. I'm like, oh really? Is that the reason why? You know, about it was on my YouTube channel. It was just a video of a birthday or something like that. It was just nonsense. You know, I'm like, after I made the video, I'm like, dude, nobody knows who you are. Nobody cares. All right? Please. This is a scrapping channel. Did you switch out the mower deck? What, for the John Deere? Romantic. Did you switch out that mower deck? What, for which one? The John Deere? I didn't need to, if it was about the John Deere. I haven't slept so far, so I leave you guys here. Best of luck. Have a great night and take care, alright? Bye-bye. I mean, it is kind of early. I don't know what your working hours must be. Estonian scrapper. It's about to be daylight in Finland. Come on. Oh, yeah, the push mower with the goat motor and the rusted deck. No, I still have that. I robbed the gas tank off of that particular lawnmower so I could have a gravity feed gas tank to fire up the John Deere. And when I put on the gravity feed gas tank on the John Deere, magically, the fuel pump started working on the John Deere. So there's like gas spraying all over the place. I'm like, oh shit. We're gonna have a fire. We're gonna have a fire here. So I shut the thing right off. I'm like, oh, the fuel pump works. So I connected it all back up, and then I took the gravity feed thing off, and the gravity feed gas tank from the busted out mower is sitting on a lawn chair in the backyard still. A month later. That's all it took to get that thing going. There was no blown head gasket or nothing. Yeah, the fire would have gone viral. Yeah, the fire would have burned the back porch of the house too, because stupid me was never work on a car or any gas-powered vehicles or equipment so close to your house, or actually inside your garage if it's an attached garage. When you're doing that kind of work, always do that kind of work outside and away from buildings and other cars. Always. Just in case something goes wrong, you keep the disaster isolated and limited to just that thing, and it doesn't spread. Ian tried to burn down the shed, can you imagine? He'd be doing his videos in the wintertime, rainy, cold, Great Britain in the wintertime, doing his scrapping videos. Actually, rainy, cold Great Britain does not get anywhere near as cold as Joliet in December and January. It might get down in the 30s and 40s, but nothing like here. Alright, peeps, have a good night. Bye-bye. Oh, yeah. Marty, I'll keep them playing in the background. Alrighty. That's alright. Thanks. Hey, that's the good thing about a channel that's not really popular, like mine, is you could actually you could actually look at, read, and respond to each person that shows up on the channel. Like you see some of the channels that are really popular, like the comments are like scrolling like super fast. You can't even like comment. All you can say is like first, and then your comment just like disappears. It goes up, scrolls up. Like Tucker and Sammy did a live the other day, and I was looking. I was like, wow! Like look at. I'm not jealous, right? So stop, But that's the thing about being like really popular is like, having a great channel is. I couldn't believe the amount of donations that were coming in. $50, $5, $20. I seen one for like $250. I had to like put my eyeballs back in my head. I'm like, $30, $15. I seen one for like $2 or something like that. That's cool. You know what I mean? When people like your channel, that much. Dude must have got like, I don't know, I lost count, so I'm just guessing at this point. I would say like at least $800 in donations. I could be wrong, alright? But that's what it looked like, Scrapping together. King, you have gotten every show. I'm sorry if I can't read it because huh. Well, how do you mean by that, scrapping together? Yep, you need to set up the same thing. Real quick, Scrap and Pellet Man took off his channel, went from nothing to wow so quick. I don't get it. Neither do I get it. Actually, Scrap and Pellet Man's channel was actually smaller than my channel at one time. Can you believe that? I remember this is way back in the beginning, but, well, first of all, my channel is like about 4 months older than his, but, alright. That aside, I think after 4 months I had like maybe 15 subscribers and he had like 2. Okay? But within just 1 month, we were dead even. Both of us had, I think I had like 19 subscribers and he had 19 subscribers. And by the next month, he had like 250 subscribers and I had like 23 subscribers. And so from that point on, I think later on in that same year, his mom got sick or something like that, and he went to Las Vegas, and by that time he had like 5,000 subscribers, and I had like, I think I had like 200 subscribers. Yeah. Oh, any scrapping together, any snow flurries up there yet? Yeah, the other day there was, and where our family summer home is in Michigan City, they had mixed rain and snow. I think it was yesterday. But here we just had a couple of snow flurries at night and then a little bit of rain. Little junking pool. You got to show some leg. that's that's what my buddy with the body shop said. He's like, you should hear this. I will not repeat the stuff that they say. He's like, you should dress in drag and go and work on your script. I got to put this guy on, okay? These people are characters. I'll put them on one of my videos and stuff like that, but I swear to God, it's got to be like the paint fumes and stuff like that. That and all the beer and the weed that these people are involved in. You dress in drag and you'll pick up some scrap and fire up a lawnmower, and you'll be more popular than Tucker and Sammy. We'll bring the Scrap and Pellet Man here, and we'll have a good old time, because Scrap and Pellet Man was at the compound like about a year ago. We'll load his truck up, and the video will go viral. Yeah. Yeah. Well, from Tucker Upper's channel, I did a I took a lawnmower and we had like 5 inches of snow, and I cut the snow with the lawnmower. It was pretty fun. A lot of people, subscribers, and then I think I lost maybe about 15 of them. Traveled off within the next week. There's people that tune into Scrap and Pellet Man are tuning into that channel for, I don't know, they're not, it's not the same kind of entertainment. You know what I mean? So I've noticed, like, when you get shout outs from other channels, and you get subscribers that are from that channel, and they go over to your channel and they check it out, and they're like, this is nothing like my favorite channel. This guy sucks. I can't believe it's buffering like that, but sorry about that. We have internet, and that's what it's doing. I don't know. Sorry about that. I mean, I watch live streams, and when the live stream cuts out like that, okay. I've been watching this long enough. Bye bye. Right? And maybe I'm gonna let you guys go. I don't experience watching YouTube channels when the the live stream starts buffering like that. It's like, yeah, I'm wasting my time. Right? Whatever happened to Bob from Gill Skills? Or what? Sometimes he'd have. I think it's Scrap Dude. Well, he's changed his name for his channel. A few karaoke thing. Whatever happened to that guy? I typed in the name, I don't know what I'm talking about even, or no. I don't know. Sometimes parody songs or whatever of whatever song that was, and give shoutouts and stuff like that, which was pretty cool. And geez, I think I got about maybe 100 subscribers off of that channel, which was pretty cool. He got hacked and had to start a new channel. Didn't he get hacked though, before? So if he just got hacked, that would mean that he's been hacked for the fourth time. Speaking of hacking, both me and Mr. Scrappity and even Taco Stacks have had some of our videos stolen by some Russian guy. And I don't know. It's a long story longer, but it seemed like it started when there was a commenter commenting on one of Mr. Scrappity's videos. He's like, why do you always show you getting in and out of your truck? It's making me dizzy. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, then don't watch the Mr. Scrappity video. So, Mr. Scrappity, Mike, okay, that's his name. He got a little testy in the comments. He got a little. He's like, something like, I don't know. I think he said, "Well, F you if you don't like it. If you don't like it, then don't F and watch." It's my channel, and I can do what okay, right. What is the new? I don't know. What is the new channel for what? I mean, your comment. Press Star Collections is commenting to Scrapping Together. Okay, I don't know. Well, anyway, after that, about a day later, this Russian hacker channel put together a montage of Mr. Scrappity getting in and out of his truck. And it said special request. And then he started copying some of the Mr. Scrappity he even copied Mr. Scrappity's channel icon and calls himself Mr. Scrappity. So I don't know, I commented something to the guy, and about a day later one of my videos was on the guy's channel, and about 2 days later there was a Taco Stacks video on his channel. I'm like, okay. If this guy's that stealing, hello, are we back? It keeps doing that. I hate that. My buffer's like that. So anyway, that's the latest in the YouTube scrapping channel world. You always get somebody like that that's gonna. So I guess a bunch of people complained about his channel and stuff like that, but it's still there. It's just kind of a waste to even bother, in my opinion. People, it's very eerily quiet. You know what I mean? Like the night before the election, it's like almost. Well, it's too cold for crickets, but if it wasn't too cold for crickets, that's all it would be, which is fine by me. Because in the end, I think all I want is just peace. So instead of devolving into like a second or third world country where, you know, I've seen like a video where, well, it's RT television, you know, which has a YouTube channel, and you know it's Russian media, so it's like kind of propaganda-ish, and it was showing National Guard troops, you know, getting out of trucks, and just the way the camera angle and everything, it made America look like a second or third world country. You know, like in the Middle East or in some Central or South American countries where they have to deploy the military for election day, just to keep the population calm, relatively speaking. I'm being observed by a neighbor. I'm sitting in my truck. I'm facing the wrong way on the and she's like, let's to the truck. Like, okay, we've lived here for like 2 decades. Alright, you know who we are. You know my truck. Move on. Okay. You're just as weird sitting in your car for 5 minutes as I am making a video in my truck. Like, hello. The king is starting to yawn. And I got 4 people watching only. Oh my god. Holy smokes. I got 10 likes. That's alright. 10 likes is 10 likes. I'll take that. Oh, I got 6 people watching. What the heck goes on? You get, you know, the number of people watching. You get, you know, the number of people watching fluctuates. Like people checking in, like, what's the king up to? Well, the king is sitting in his truck making a live stream, and the lighting is horrible. That's what the king is up to right now. Because the king didn't find any time to... Well, actually, I did make a little clip of a video of the tow truck guy at the compound bought both of those go-karts that have been sitting there for like... I don't know. I don't even know how long they've been sitting there, but they've been there for a while. And, you know, it's one of those things where I'm like, I gotta do something with those. I gotta do something with them. I'd love to have done something with them, and I didn't do anything with them. Matter of fact, when I found them, the tires were inflated and full of air. And when they picked them up today, the tires were flat and they were dry rotted. So, hey, look at that car's got its taillights on there. The red light is lighting me up there. That's nice, huh? Thank you. What an effect, right? So basically, that hopefully the whole family gets home within an hour of each other. That driveway in the street goes from having no cars. Well, that must be the wife in that white Audi. It goes from no cars to having 5 cars. All within an hour. And sometime, like by about 8 o'clock in the morning, there's nobody there again. All the roads I've taken, this is scrapping together. This year I've finally lost a carrier bargain. Oh, a carrier bearing. I think scrapping together doesn't type, but I think he's using the microphone. Voice to text. Sometimes it doesn't catch the words right. All the loads I've taken this year, I finally lost a carrier bearing. My truck, so I had the drive shaft. I replaced both of them. Hey, scrapping together. What did it sound like when the carrier bearing was going? Maybe that's what's wrong with my yellow pickup. Screw that Russian dude. It's called YouTube, not somebody else's tube. Yeah, right? That's exactly right. From what I could tell, he keeps putting up Mr. Scrappity videos. He's got last time I looked, he had a Taco Stacks video from a few days ago, and one of mine, minus the thumbnail. I had a thumbnail of Donald Trump, and he took the thumbnail off. The Russian guy took the thumbnail off. It's kind of funny. Hey, whatever happened with dumpsters at the compound? Oh, okay, scrapping together. Like the truck was shaking apart. Well, my yellow Chevy sounds like I'm driving on a gravel road. I cannot figure out what the hell. So maybe it is a carrier bearing, I don't know. So whatever happened with the dumpsters at the compound? Well, the scrapyard flat out told me, well, first, first it was working out okay. It was working out alright. Wasn't working out perfect, but I was getting a premium price for my scrap. So I was getting $30 over what you get when you go across the scale. So if it was 140, I was getting 170. Okay. But then they charge you time. So a minimum of $100 and as much as $200 to come and pick up the dumpster and swap it out. So it usually was like about 140. So the increased price, the premium price of the scrap that I was putting in the dumpster was paying for the cost of the dumpster, if that makes sense. So it was like I was making the same money as if I just brought it in on my truck, which was fine. I was alright with that. But then I could tell they were trying to screw me over because they showed up with instead of a 50-yard dumpster, which is what I need, okay? If you're dealing with sheet metal and street scrap, in order to make money and not end up loading a dumpster for free, okay? Driving around looking for scrap. Hey, I'm going to put this in this dumpster, and then you think you're going to make money, and you don't make money because the amount of scrap in there weighs only enough to pay for the dumpster. No, I get a 50-yard dumpster, okay, because it costs the same to bring a 50-yard dumpster there as it costs to take only a 10-yard dumpster, okay? So I need the biggest one you got. So they agreed. They brought the 50-yard there, and it was working out. All right, I couldn't complain, right? Kept the compound clean. I'd load them up, and they'd go and haul them off, and one day they showed up with a 30-yarder. I'm not going to make any, unless I have heavy, dense steel, okay, like rebars and all that. I am not going to get 10 tons into a 30-yard dumpster, all right? Unless I have like a machine to go and squish the material down and really cram it in there, I am not going to get 5 tons into that, okay? No way. Not unless I get it heaping over the top, which is, they didn't want that. They wanted it, level, loaded. So, they brought a 50-yarder after that, and then after that, one day they came and picked it up, and the truck didn't have a dumpster on it. It was an empty truck. And they came and picked up what I had, and all the truck driver said was, you'll have to talk to the office. So I went there and I talked to the people in the office, and they were smug as shit. And like, well, we're going to discontinue doing business with you. Besides, due to COVID-19, we don't have enough drivers to handle your account. We have to stick with our core business and our core customers and blah 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 lies. They have like at least 50 dumpsters just sitting there collecting leaves and dust. Just 50 dumpsters just sitting there, not moving, okay? Going unused. Today, okay? And no other scrapyard will do it, okay? There's one, but they don't have a dumpster that big. They got like a little one. There's a shop, a truck repair business at the compound, and they have a dumpster, and that company charges them money. Is all heavy melt steel, okay, mostly. So you can get that little dumpster to weigh quite a bit by putting really heavy steel into that. I go around at the curbside and I'm not finding that kind of metal, okay? That does not happen. Maybe once in a while you might find a little bit, but hello, we're back? Cool. Yeah, I'm a curbside scrapper. Kind of like Mr. Scrapperty. I don't really do dumpster diving, like behind stores. Because around here that can get kind of sketchy. The cops might, they interpret that as like you're stealing, or like you might have broke into the back door of the business. I don't need that. I'm not TV. I'm not those. I'll let those guys go do that. Okay. They got that on lock. Okay, that's their thing. Unless I can find a few stores that were cool with you going through their dumpsters. A lot of the ones around here have signs posted that say no trespassing, and you know what that means. It's pretty much illegal to go into their dumpster. Do I really want to risk getting arrested, getting a ticket, and having my truck impounded? All because I wanted to find like a little bit of something that's in the dumpster? No. And make $5 for my YouTube video when I have to pay $1,000 to get my truck out of the auto pound. And now I have an arrest record, which I've never been arrested in my life. And when you get arrested, okay, I got siblings that are police officers, so I know a lot about how this works. Okay, that computer in the squad car, when they come up on your car, you know, and the automated plate reader reads your plate, or if the police officer doesn't have an automated plate reader and has to manually type it in, guess what? Your whole criminal history pops up there, okay? That's why I laugh at all these idiots that are like, well, the cops had their guns drawn. Yeah, because you're a felon with a violent criminal history. That's why. I didn't have any weapon on me. Well, you might not have a weapon on you, but you did at one time, and you were arrested for that, and that's why the cops are doing what they're doing. So, yeah. If you have you're driving around in a van or a scrap truck, and you've been arrested for trespassing or theft, you know, that comes up on your identity, on your license plate. Okay, guess what? They are going to follow you. Okay. Yeah, you're going to get harsher treatment from the cops. So when they get behind my car and they type it in, I'm not a thief. I didn't steal anything. I got nothing. Okay. So I don't have to deal with the anxiety of like looking in the rearview mirror as the cop is following me for the last mile, wondering what the heck. You know. Believe me, it's worth it. It's not worth the sweat of worrying about that. You know what I mean? That's me. I'm a dad. I have kids. I don't want to spend a moment in the Crossbar Hotel. That's me. Because I had to itch to go diving into the. I got enough stuff. Okay, I don't need to. Maybe it would help my channel. Okay, if I could find some dumpsters with stores that were friendly enough to not, you know, but the ones around here. They have signs posted all over, no trespassing. So guess what? Heed the warning. That's what I do. And hey kiddos, all watching the scrapping channel, if that's what you see near the dumpster, don't go by the dumpster. Okay? Don't even bother. Not worth it. I mean, we have an Ulta beauty supply store and a couple of other ones like that nearby here, and I see some of these YouTube channels where they're diving in the dumpster and they're finding all kinds of expensive makeup and all that in there. So, I mean, sure, it would be a hit and a real hoot to go in there, but I don't know, maybe I'd be like Vid Vulture and I'll ride a bicycle to the dumpster or a scooter or something like that. Because taking the truck, you know, I can't get that impounded. You know what I mean? I'd be out of business. A bicycle, I don't know. In my opinion, you look more harmless, to the cops. Don't take as strong of an approach if you're on a scooter or a bicycle. When you're in a pickup truck or a car or a van, well, you stand more to lose, I guess. I don't know. That's just one man's opinion. I mean, I see a lot of these other channels, they never have any trouble going into dumpster after dumpster, but they know their area. A lot of those kind of channels are from California too, so California must have different laws when it comes to dumpsters. So I know Tucker and Sammy, they made that live the other day, and they were talking about dumpster diving, and it's illegal where they live, and they don't do any more dumpster diving videos. I guess something must have happened, but he said he wouldn't elaborate. But something serious must have happened when they did do some of those dumpster diving videos. Because I never figured out whatever happened with... Remember they found a dumpster and it had like $50,000 worth of t-shirts in it and stuff like that? Whatever happened with that? Whatever happened with all the t-shirts? Whatever happened with the... I don't remember whatever. That old yellow truck have a Dana rear end in it, or what? You know what? Scrapping the other, I don't know if it's got a Dana rear end. How would you know? I got pulled over, had a cop pull his gun, on me, and he looked in my truck and see an aluminum ball bat, oh boy, with red paint on it. Oh, yeah. No weapons. People are like, why don't you carry a pocket knife? No. People don't understand, okay? No weapons. Nothing. I don't even got a screwdriver in my pocket, okay? Nothing. No weapons. So, if I encounter like a bad guy, I just have to rely on my fighting skills, because there's no weapons, alright? Oh, King, don't tell the world there's no... No, I'm not traveling with a bunch of weapons. Sorry. Sure, we have concealed carry, so I could carry a gun. Right, okay, but you know what? In the state of Illinois, especially, that's just, you know what? That's just too much headache. Okay? No, thank you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, leave the guns and knives at home, alright? And even though you put those in the bed of the truck, alright, not in the cab. In the bed of the truck, that's one thing. You can't access it as a weapon, but then the cop isn't freaked out either. You know what I mean? It's you gotta think of it this way, okay? Because this is what I've been told, okay? This is a little deep inside info that you'll never hear from other people, okay? But basically, in the police world, okay, all right, us citizens, we are animals, okay? Now, some animals are vicious animals and very dangerous, all right? So you'd be, like a gangbanger. It would be like, a pit viper or, a dangerous hungry lion, all right? But then other animals are just a furry little hamster, okay? Or a lamb. So, in order for the cop to not feel jittery or jumpy, you want to go around being a little furry little hamster or a lamb. You don't want to go around being a pit viper or a lion or something like that because your ass going to get shot. Okay, it's the way it was explained to me. Okay, we're animals. All right, it's just what kind of animal are you? All the way the cops look at it too. All animals have a certain level of danger. Okay, now the lamb might be able to kick you, maybe, but the chances of the lamb hurting you are pretty low. The hamster could probably bite your finger, maybe, if you really provoked it, but chances are it's not going to do anything, right? So the hamster is like the little baby or the 95-year-old lady. Chances are pretty low you're going to get hurt dealing with that animal, alright? But the thug, okay, with the pants dragon, well, he might just shoot you, okay? So you can't take your eye off that. That's a very dangerous animal. For example, that's not the... No, I'm back online. I know. I don't know why it buffers like that. So, kids, it's up to you to go carry a weapon or not, but yeah, you're jeopardizing yourself. That carrier bearing, if it's bad, can shake it all around if it's bad. Well, it's not shaking, okay? When I, when I did drive it, it was vibrating, kinda, but it felt like I was driving down like if I go over 10 miles an hour, it feels like I'm going down a stone road, like I'm driving over rough gravel. It buffers on all of us. Yeah. I don't know why. We just got internet a couple days ago. So I'm not using the internet off the street because if I park my truck in a certain spot before we had internet, I could actually do a live stream like at nighttime. It wouldn't do it during the daytime, but we do it at night pretty well, so I don't know what the deal was right there, but that's not what's happening now. We had brand new cable installed from the alley all the way to the house. Because previously there was a cable there, but the cable company actually, and our utilities are buried underground. The cable company actually, I remember when we got this place, they came about a month later after we bought this place, and they used a splicing tool and they cut the cable. I'm like, she got like this, this Wi-Fi extender and all this other stuff. Why would they cut the cable? I'm like, I don't know, but they did. Have you checked to see the oil level in it? What oil level? The carrier bearing? Carrier bearing doesn't have any oil in it. Scrapping together, the carrier bearing don't have any oil in it. It's just a bearing. It's got a grease fitting on it. When I crawled underneath the truck a couple months ago, I tried to figure out where the sound was, but you know what? I came up with another idea. I should jack the truck up and then put it in drive. Oh, the rear end? Yeah, the rear end's got oil. I didn't check the level on it though. But if the rear end is ruined, well, it's too late to put oil in it. I know I know Chevy trucks are known for 250,000 miles on it, and if it hasn't been maintained and you've used it to carry loads and stuff like that. 'Cause I've had one go up before on that red one right there. It went out on that thing. I remember, but it went out really quick. I mean, I really didn't have any warning other than I seem to recall hearing like a howling type of noise from under the truck for a couple of weeks before it went out. I went to go step on the gas, and there was a loud boom. And you step on the gas, and it wasn't going anywhere. And I looked underneath, and the drive shaft was still attached. So I'm like, wow, I wonder what's wrong. The drive shaft's attached. The drive shaft is spinning, but the truck's not going anywhere. I don't know. I try to figure it out. I got rid of. Somebody came to buy 2 snow throwers at the compound today and 1 tricycle. And the tow truck guys came and they picked up the 2 go-karts. So there goes the go-kart dreams. The dreams of fixing up a go-kart and using it to blast around the compound are gone now. Gone. Unless I find another go-kart, which is pretty rare. You don't run across those very often at all. I've got a couple of, those steel pedal cars from like the 50s, 60s, 70s. I got those, like, they're under the house, though. I was thinking I should list those. I wonder if I could get some decent coin for that. Especially with, like, Christmas only 53 days away. This is the time of the year when money starts getting really tight, you know what I mean? Except maybe it might not be like that this year because, I keep going back and forth on my thoughts. Like, I don't think any stores are going to do a Black Friday this year, where they have like the doorbusters and stuff like that because of the COVID. They don't want the massive crowds like all huddled together. I don't know. I think a lot of people won't agree with me, but I think, and even though everybody in my family in that house right there has had COVID, except for me, okay? Everybody in there has had it, okay? My 2 daughters, my son, and my wife. I think, okay, I'm of the mind that we're at the point now where we should just let it run its course, okay? Instead of playing games with it, because we can't stop the common cold, can we? You wear a mask. People are still coming down with the common cold. People are still coming down with the flu, all right? I don't know what's so special about this virus that a mask is going to stop that, okay? Because it's not stopping the other germs. Whereas this virus, like, gigantic, and the paper mask stops it, This is a unpopular topic for YouTube, though. I'm just making a point that it would be great to get back. Steel pedal cars are worth more money, especially if they're halfway. Oh yeah, put people restore them too. Yeah. No, they're not rusty or anything. They've been They've been under the house literally for like at least 15 years. Don't go no lower than $100 a piece on them pedal cars. Yeah, $100 is nothing. The metal pedal cars, I never find them. I found like 2 or 3 of them in the last 20 years of scrapping. That's it. My thing is, if people throw them out, non-scrappers will go and pick them up. You know, people that don't scrap at all, they'll see them. Well, even like here in Joliet, I found like a pile of aluminum yesterday. I didn't make a video of it. I should have. And as I was picking the stuff up, a guy in a late model pickup truck stopped, and he's like, "Oh, I was gonna go and pick that stuff up. Well, I guess you got it now." Late model pickup gotta be worth about $50,000. Not a scratch on it, and he's gonna go and deal with like $20 worth of aluminum scrap. Really? So my point is, if we got people like that in in my area, a metal car at curbside is an extraordinarily rare find. Rare. I think it's even rarer than finding a Lionel train set in the trash, which I've only found like maybe 3 or 4 in the last 20 years of scrapping. There's something else that people don't throw away. I mean, I found the transformer the other day. It's still in my truck. I was meaning to take it out of the truck and test it out and see if it works. And decide what to do with it, whether I should sell it or not. Or add to the train set collection. I don't know. There's a lot to this scrapping. A lot of little intricacies and like subspecialties to scrapping and stuff like that. And a lot of the things that you find are collectible to some people. There's a YouTube channel that the guy is all about tools, like hand tools, and toolboxes. And the name is Dano's Toolbox. That's the YouTube channel. You can go check that guy out. He's pretty straightforward Canadian scrapping tool channel. Most of his videos are kind of short, but they're pretty much to the point, so no nonsense. Good channel. Recommend it. Maybe you've seen him commenting on my channel sometimes before. It's Dano's Toolbox. DANOHS Toolbox. Why am I giving his channel a shout out? I don't know, because it seems like a decent channel. Guy's been, I don't know, following my channel probably since the beginning. Oh, you watch this channel? Yeah, he's pretty cool. He finds some like rare stuff. Doesn't he? Odds and end tools and stuff like that. Like, wow, I've never seen that one before. Wow, that. I know it seems really boring, but wow, that pipe wrench, that thing is in great shape. You know. Yeah, there's a lot of good YouTube channels out there that I don't even know about, that I've never seen before, or I don't know. On my YouTube feed lately, in the past like 2 months, I've been getting recommendations for videos that are like 10 years old, 6 years old, 5 years old. Like old stuff, like, and some oddball stuff, like Why is YouTube recommending this after like 6 years? I don't know. I haven't been on this platform that long. Let's see. 5 people are watching, and I got 12 thumbs up. That's cool. I mean, that's a whole heck of a lot. Oh, 6 people. That's a whole heck of a lot better than nobody watching. I've seen some. I feel bad. I actually. Well, that's how horrible I am. I mean, what a sucker I am. I see some channels and they put up a video and it's got no views, and I feel bad for them. So like, just watch. I'll turn the video on and let it play. I might look at it. Like, if it's good, I'll watch it. But if it's like, I'll let it play at least. So they get a view out of it. So it kicks the algorithm in, right? So I remember when I first started this channel, the first video I uploaded, I actually got a commenter within 5 minutes, and it was a brand new channel, and I just uploaded the video, and the video was only like a couple minutes long at the most. And Donkey Dog, I think the channel's name was Donkey Dog 7 or something like that. I'm like, oh wow, I got a viewer. I clicked on like the icon, and it just went straight to our channel. It says, this channel has no videos. I'm like, oh, okay. Here we go. But I would say that's like, for most channels, that's the majority of the people watching. They have a YouTube account and they have no videos. So maybe they're watching to learn what to do, or I don't know. Or they're just somebody that likes to watch YouTube. I've never figured out either. I actually took my shoes off because they were hurting my feet, because I've been in them all day long. We got like a full moon going. Where's that at? Yep. Got full moon going. Almost a full moon. Full moon's going away, actually. Right? What time is it? It's like probably almost 12 o'clock. I'm a little mad at my son, because he over celebrated his birthday. I shouldn't even be saying that on YouTube. I'm sure the wife is watching. But he over celebrated his birthday, which was on Sunday. He got a little bit too drunk, and he was too hungover to go to work today. I even went all the way out, to the bar where he hangs out at, with his friends, which has got to be about 40-something miles away, to go get his pickup truck. Because he already has a DUI, and you can't, God forbid, you can't even risk having a drop of alcohol in your blood after you get one DUI. Nothing. It's just like being a teenager. Because my daughter just started driver's ed today, and I was like reading the handbook. It said, they over the years, I guess, recently they changed the law to graduated driver's license. So, if you're a teenager, you can't have even a trace of alcohol in your system, because if you do, you won't be able to get a driver's license until you're 21. And if you are a teenager and you're caught driving without a permit or violating curfew, you won't be able to drive or get a license until you're 18. So, from the time when my son got his driver's license and my older daughter got her driver's license, well, now it's Nora's turn. She's got her permit. Boy, the rules have changed. They've really changed the, learning to get a license and all that stuff. You could actually start, get your permit when you're 14 and 11 months old. Like my dad told me, go to work. You did it to yourself. Get over it. Yep. Yep, exactly. Scrapping together. No, he's like, well, I woke him up this morning because they have the place where he works. He's a machinist, making $21 an hour. And the place where he works, they have a pretty liberal work policy there because there's a union there. I'm like, man, I wish I knew about this job when I was your age, because I wouldn't have been working in the body shop. That place had a union too. Union Local 701. F you. What a garbage ass union. Okay. That union was that union was useless. As far as like defending their union membership, garbage. Union Auto Mechanics Union Local 701, which I belong to, garbage. This one that my son works for, the Machinist Union, that one kicks ass. I mean, they got a point system there, and my son is all the way up to 11.5 points, and 15 points you're out the door. They show you the door, but you get 1 point for a no call, no show. Which is no excuse for that, but okay. But, you could, if you call and let the boss know, you could start at 5:30. I mean, you set your own start time, okay? It's agreed upon and agreed to. So it could be 5:30. That's when he starts. But if you're feeling under the weather or for whatever your reason is, and you call and you give like a day's notice, hey, look, I'm coming in at 9:30. They're cool with that, and you won't even get a point. You won't get a half a point, nothing. But he didn't do that. So you can go into that work at 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, or as late as 9:30. Okay? But you go there at 9:30 and you work until 5 or whatever, you're only going to have a 40-hour week. So my son goes there at 5:30 and gets out in the afternoon, and he gets 10 hours overtime doing it that way. But I'm like, you know what? Maybe the 10 hours overtime isn't for you, and you're only hurting yourself because you're making it more difficult to hold on to the job. You can't show up. I don't know. I don't want them to blow it, because that would really suck. You know, it's 21 bucks an hour, and that's in the position he's in. If they move him into driving the forklift, that's 25 bucks an hour for driving a forklift around. Man, I'm almost at the point where, like, Dominic, you go over and play with the scrap. I'll go take your job. I'll go with that job. You know how, like, sometimes they say, like, I ain't gonna go and do it. I'll do that job, okay? After hearing what they do there, like, in the afternoon when the bosses leave, they leave at, like, 2:30 in the afternoon, and my son gets out at 4. So as soon as the bosses leave, everybody on the shop floor just stops. Pretty much slows down or stops like what they were doing. They pull out their cell phones and they're watching wrestling or whatever. I'm like, damn, where was that job when I was your age? Well, actually, this company's been there for over 100 years. They make railroad crossing parts and stuff like that. They just had like a $240 million order from some railway company in Australia, and they needed, like, I don't know, like the bell mechanism and the counterweight mechanism for railroad crossing gates. They're like loading boxes, like loading pallets and then making a box and shrink wrapping all of that stuff for export. So I'm like, look, son, your machinist work is going to be somewhere in the outback for the next 80 years. It'll probably outlive us all. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool when you think about it. If you could, like, build something and it, like, outlasts you, like, you're, like, dead and gone, and the thing that you made is going to be operating or being used and enjoyed for generations to come. Kind of cool. I don't know why I'm coughing. Probably because I'm talking too much. I'm pulling the shirt over my mouth like that to warm up my throat. Starting to get cold. Actually, it's not going to get cold as it did last night. Got down to like 26 degrees. Today I think it's supposed to only get down to like 37 or something like that. I think I'm going to be done with this live stream in a second. I'm going to grab my gear here. Grab my car keys. Wrapper right there. Alright, kids. Who do you think's going to win tomorrow? Press start collections. How long? Well, how long do the points stay on your record? They stay on your record for the anniversary date. So the point, he got 1 point today. He would have got half a point if he, like, at least showed up to work late today. But yeah, no, the point stays on your record for till the anniversary date next year. So I think in the middle of December he's got an anniversary date with 1 point. I think that was when he got his first point working there. So if he can make that stretch, that marathon stretch of like what is it, like 5 weeks till the middle of December, he'll get 1 point off. That's good money for forklift driving. Yeah, well, this is a union shop, so this isn't a sweatshop. Like my daughter works for the Granger company. I don't know if you probably heard of them. They supply like businesses with stuff that your business needs, like I don't know, floor mats, office paper, cleaning chemicals, tools, exit signs, that kind of stuff. But Granger is a non-union company, and the pay scale is different there. I think she's making $17.10 an hour, but the forklift drivers there make $19 or $20 an hour. But this place where my son works, they start you out at $25 an hour, and you get guaranteed raises. You get, like, I think 2 raises per year, which I think it's like 50 cents an hour each time. So I don't know. You're not going to get rich doing that, but you know what? You ain't going to starve. $25 an hour. Shit. Somebody got a job like that, driving a forklift for me, man. Scrapping suddenly became a very part-time job. Newsflash. Because in a lot of ways, it's a lot easier to go and punch a clock, than it is to go and, and you punch the clock and work is over there. And when you leave work there. Okay? Me being a scrapper, work is wherever I'm at. Okay? Work follows me everywhere I go. That's the downside of being a scrapper. And anybody that's a scrapper full time, if you're a full time scrapper, you already know this. Okay? Wherever you are, that's where work is at. You cannot escape work. You just built yourself your own little prison hell. Work is wherever you are. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Including Christmas Day. You mean on Christmas Day, if you're going down the street and you see a washing machine and dryer sitting out there by the curbside, you're going to pass it up? Don't think so. That means work is all the time. Okay? It's like my son's got a job. He punches a clock. He goes to that job. And when the day is over, punches the clock and go home. And work is there. It's 40 miles away. Why were you able to... Yeah, there, I turned the camera like that. Now you can see me. Same thing with my wife. She works at a furniture store. And, work is... Hey, that's the other thing I noticed, too. That's the good thing about that union job that my son has. You know how, like, a lot of these crappy jobs, these lower rung jobs, have people that call off and they need you to cover their shift all the time, and sometimes you have to work a surprise double shift because somebody didn't show up. Well, that crap don't happen at my son's job. They don't do that. That's another reason why that's a really good job. His job isn't calling his phone calling them up and, hey, could you come in and cover for 4 hours? Nope. That's a sign that you have a decent job. When your work isn't calling you every day. Like when my wife worked at the truck stop, for, what was it, $9.75 an hour? Man, her phone was ringing all the time about, this person can't come in. What did you do with the drop? Where's the receipt for recording how much fuel was delivered to the gas station? That kind of stuff. Did you do inventory today? That kind of constant phone calls. Could you come in and talk to the manager for 20 minutes? We have to go over some things. None of that. No, thank you. For $9.75 an hour, that's like half of what my son is making. Not even. You've got 5 times the headache. What's the point, right? So my overall point is, I don't know, maybe my son don't get it or something like that. He's just not old enough or something. 27. You gotta figure that out, man. 27 years old, you got a damn good job. For a lot of people don't have a job like that. They're making that $9.75 an hour, struggling. You know what I mean? But being an adult, I wasn't going to fight with him. I mean, it's not like going to school. Hey, you're going to school. You got to do that to your kids and stuff like that. They don't want to roll out of bed. Get your ass up. Get dressed and get ready for the bus. Get out of the house. Get out of the house, dirtbag. When I talk like that, my wife gets a little mad. Get out of the house, dirtbag! Hit the road, bum! I don't want to see you until this evening. Get out of here. Yeah, she gets all mad when I do that. That's how my old man would talk, to me. He'd be like, get out of here. I don't want to see you until this evening. If ever. She got somewhere to go? Whatever. I don't know how I ended up talking like that, but a couple people just dropped off. I got 5 people watching now. Alright, kids. I'm starting to yawn at record pace. Oh, I got 6 people watching. Hey, somebody else checked in here. Who else is here now? There was only 5 here a minute ago. And I got 6. I made a little video clip of my daughter starting driver's ed today. I'm kind of excited about that. She has to practice driving. Maybe I gotta clean the crap out of this truck so we could use this. Her first thing that she said today was, they're late model Hyundai Sonatas. Okay, 4-doors. She's like, I stepped on the brake and the driving instructor got mad because the car stopped really quickly. I'm used to Dad teaching me how to drive with his crappy brakes, the pedal goes halfway down to the floor. And she's like, I barely even pushed down on the brake. And I'm like, Nora, that's how the brakes are supposed to work, okay? You're learning off of equipment that's completely worn out. That's what Dad's showing you on. Actually, that's the kind of vehicle you should learn on. Is a car that's a little bit dicey and stuff like that, because that teaches you how to manage a difficult situation, I would say. Kind of like, like in flight school, they teach you how to deal with a stalled engine or a plane that's gone into a stall and how to recover. Even though that's not how you're going to be flying, you need to prepare for or be able to keep in the back of your head what to do if the plane does stall and how to recover quickly without panicking. I actually have from a long time ago. I can't find the logbook. I don't know what I ever did with it, but I got 20 hours of flight time in a Piper Cub and a Cessna 172. The Piper Cub, from what I remember from a long time ago, was actually a lot easier to fly than the Cessna. The Piper, pretty simple, straightforward. It's just the takeoff at the small airport was a little bit disorientating, because in my paranoid mind, when we were taking off, all I was thinking about was, did we clear the power lines that are near the end of the runway? Okay, just have in my mind, my wild imagination, like the landing gear getting caught in the power lines and the plane just flipping over. But yeah, no, the power lines were about 2 blocks further down. Like the runway ends, and then there's like a large grassy field, and then there's some power lines there. You know what? There shouldn't be any power lines anywhere near airport. They should all be underground, in my opinion. There shouldn't be any antennas or water towers or any of that crap. You got some antennas. I remember this from learning how to fly. You need 40 hours in order to get a license, but I remember the flight instructor pointing out all of the things that are the antenna things for radio stations, things that stick up pretty high out of the ground there. Talking 500 feet up, 1,000 feet up. That's quite a bit when you're flying in a single engine aircraft. You don't want to encounter that. Even some of those high tension power lines, they're only maybe 100, 120 feet up in there, but when you're gliding along there, at a very low altitude, suddenly all those things become an issue. Oh, you can't even see me. I'm way up holding the phone. Not paying attention to my video here. that's my story I can share about another unfinished project of life from a long time ago. You know, I thought, oh, cool, I could be like my uncle. I'm gonna get my pilot's license. Well, first of all, that kind of pilot's license only lets you fly single-engine aircraft, and only for yourself and maybe a passenger that you can fit in the plane. But that is not a commercial license, which is something entirely different. Other than that, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. There's a lot to say, but so as far as I know, no more dumpsters at the scrapyard. My only salvation remains uh, getting other trucks running besides just having one, and getting those box trucks going, which having some extra cash laying around, pretty tight. I mean, especially with Christmas around the corner. Not happening, bud. Not today, anyway. Maybe tomorrow. I know we're gonna have an Indian summer, so if anybody knows what that is, Indian summer is like you get this warm, relatively speaking, warm spell of weather. Oftentimes, temperatures, getting up into like the 70s, which is what's going to happen. It's going to be, one of the days it's going to get up to 75 degrees. I think it's this Friday coming up. So, from tomorrow all the way on to next Monday, and the weather is going to be nice. Scrapping together. Christmas, what's that? Well, let me tell you, scrapping together. Christmas is that thing. It's that thing with that jolly fat guy and them elves, and then that wallet needs to be filled with cash in order to start buying gifts by the bagload for everybody that wants and wants and wants and needs and wants, and I have to have this, that, and other thing. Before you know it, you've spent a couple of paychecks on stuff that it's probably going to be laying on the floor in hours, just a few hours, like clothing and stuff like that. When I was a kid, I did not want clothes for Christmas. Okay, clothes, you can get that any time of the year. There's nothing special about clothes. Clothing is an essential thing, okay? It's a basic human need. I'm not bashing giving clothing as a Christmas gift, because some families are very poor and they're sticking to the basics and the essentials. Okay? Because they can't afford all of the fluff and the hoopla. But we, in my family, we strive to not just get the kids a basic human need, which is clothing, okay? But if you can, and you try, you're supposed to go beyond that, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. It's all madness, right? clothing is an essential thing like food. I don't. I personally don't consider that a gift. Yes, you should be grateful if somebody buys you a coat or a shirt or pants or stuff like that because it's a basic human need. Okay, you can't be ungrateful. But okay, it's not an entertaining gift. Okay, I guess you could buy clothing that's special, right? You get, a pair of Jordans or whatever for Christmas. That's not, a $12 pair of Walmart shoes like what I wear. So I guess that way you could make, clothing into something. I don't know. I'm losing my thought here, but the thing with gifts with Christmas is, the three wise men and stuff like that, bestowing luxurious gifts to the baby Jesus. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Okay? So, some, nice smelling perfumes, body perfumes, and some rare, very valuable metal that could be used as currency. And I think that's kind of like how the tradition of gifts for Christmas is, right? They weren't giving the baby Jesus essential things. They weren't bringing him food, right? Or clothing. They were giving him luxury, like gifts, like something special. But, uh, but I cannot knock people that that's the best they can do. You know what I mean? That's the best that we can do a lot of times. But what the dream is always to try and like excel past that and bestow upon your family gifts of luxury. Enough of that. Let's go check the comments. A wallet full of cash you give away. It's like paying the bill that keeps the family happy for a day. Yeah, right? That's an expensive bill. And you know what? You're lucky if the family stays happy for a day. Sometimes, even in my own family, 5 minutes after opening up the gifts, there's tears, there's anger, doors are slamming, blah, 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 blah. People are mad at each other, and it's Christmas, and people are mad at each other. Really? My mom and dad were like you. Gotta go and eat today. Well, that's true. That's what it is. I mean, you gotta eat today, right? Gotta take care of the basics before you can get around to the luxuries. Oh, well, after midnight now, it's 52 days to Christmas. Imagine staying up for that many days, as a kid, waiting for Christmas because you were so excited about some gift. Always wanting to stay up and, like when I was a little kid, I always wanted to stay up and bust Santa Claus, putting the shit under the tree. Should I share this stupid story? Okay, I will. I remember one year when I was mad at, I was a kid. I was mad at everybody in the family, and it was Christmas Eve. I don't know, because I felt like I was being, when we were over by our relatives and my cousins, I felt like I was being made fun of in front of a couple of my female cousins. So I remember when we got home, the tiff or the tension carried on between me and my brother, my older brother. And I remember, we had a fireplace, and I remember putting some kindling and some logs into the fireplace quietly, so as to not attract attention. And I remember, starting the fireplace fire. I forgot to open up the flue in the fireplace, and the house started filling up with smoke. But then I got the flue open, okay? But I remember my parents being really pissed at me that I had a fire going in there and didn't let them know. But I told them I got the fire going in there because I don't want Santa. Santa's not coming down the chimney. I go, we're going to fight like this? Well, I'm going to make sure Santa doesn't come here. I thought I was being crafty. Like, oh wow, my video got really dark. One of the people across the street turned their porch lights off. Not that house, but the other one. I didn't realize that it got so dark. Oh yeah, I started a fireplace fire to make sure Santa couldn't come into the house. And my mother, being the mom that she was, got really, really pissed at me. I remember she took a small pan or like pot of water and she threw it into the fireplace and it put most of the fire out. And I got smacked really hard. Go to bed. Yeah, I remember my sisters were crying because there was a fire in there and Santa wasn't. Yeah, my parents were pissed. They were really mad at me. I used to laugh about it to this day. Don't bring the story up, to like when we're having family gatherings. Yeah, remember when Marty started a fire in the fireplace so Santa couldn't. there's a billion million Marty stories about crap that I did when I was younger. That. Oh no, I'm endlessly rambling. This video is almost too long, right? For YouTube. And I will see you or not. You can barely see me. But I want to say you'll see me. Can you see me? This is terrible. I'm gonna definitely get a. There you go. I use the comment section to light me up. Is that working? I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, the comment section works great. Put my hand by the light. There you go. That's the best lighting. Alright, kids, I'll see you tomorrow, okay?